Hello, hello, hello. I figured I would do something a little different for this video. Instead of doing like game stuff, I would do an unboxing of a board game. And so this is me recording on my phone, and I know this is probably going to be absolutely terrible. But here I have Fireball Island, The Curse of Vul-Kar, and 3 expansions. Pardon the mess. This is what counts as my workshop, and I haven't been here in a bit, so I really need to clean it up. But this is about the best place I can probably record this right now, just for sake of lighting and everything else. So this one took a dive. We have Crouching Tiger, Hidden Bees. We have The Last Adventurer, which actually is basically exactly what it looks like on the box. It's an Indiana Jones-esque expansion that opens up 5-player play. This one looks to be awesome. It is The Wreck of Crimson Cutlass, which actually adds an entire new island of modest size, but like this is the one that actually caught my attention for the expansions in and of itself. And then, of course, the base game right here. So, I've got like a snipping tool-ish thing here, and I'm going to just try to find some way to prop this up without necessarily showing my face, because I do not like fame. Looks like fingernails will do it right here. Probably should trim those soon, but you know what? For right now, it's useful. Okay, let's get this open. So Fireball Island actually ceased production in 1986, and is like the best board game ever. Like seriously, I've probably mentioned my own game stuff that I want to develop. I've actually considered making a Fireball Island-esque area in one of my games. I'm sorry, this is going to be absolutely awful quality. It's a learning experience for me. But no, we actually had the original board, and we probably still have all of the original pieces scattered somewhere around my basement, along with my mom's very 70s slapjack cards that were gorgeous, but of course we were kids and so we didn't take care of things as well as we could have. Let's see if I can just fit this in here. Okay, so this is my 3D printer that wasn't really drilled right. I was hoping to have my brother take care of that for me, but let me just... Okay. Okay. So, okay, this is apparently not going to work. Okay, let's find something else. Okay. Can I do this here? Oh, cool. Okay. So hopefully that shows... Yes, awesome. Okay, let's leave that there. So anyway, this was one of my favorite games from my childhood. It was amazing, and this is kind of like Fireball Island, the sequel. As you can see, this board actually comes in 3 pieces. It is supposedly like twice the size of the original game board between these 3 pieces, and we can see here, this looks like it got a little scraped off in a little bit during production somehow. I will say that despite the original board being very... Okay, it was almost pop art, but you know what? It was gorgeous pop art. So, I mean, like, the print quality was very not modern print quality, but the art itself for that board was amazing. Like, a level of realism and an attention to detail, and I just loved it. Again, we still have it. It's probably just in like a million different pieces scattered around my basement because we were kids. So this board is supposedly, like I said, twice the size. It looks like this fits onto here. And then that would, by process of elimination, mean that this fits onto this side. I'll say I'm a little disappointed in the print quality of this. Oh, yep, that makes sense. Reverse connect. Okay. So, just careful. Okay, so this is the entire board. If we want to go over the rules, the Restoration Games actually has the rules in PDF format around on their site. Excuse me while I get a little hot and sweaty over here. Sorry. Just being honest, let me open this up here. I have this so that it has a couple of heaters in here that allow me to keep my plants semi-alive. Doesn't always work because it's easy to get it warm. It is not easy to get it cool. So I mean, I did like black tile in here and it gets over like 100 degrees in here, and one of the heaters is running because it's a little lower, so this is gonna murder me. So this is our lovely Vul-Kar. Like I said, this is like a 2.0 game, so Vul-Kar now has... the old Vul-Kar actually had just a little thing in the back and only one hole out the mouth in the front. This is a little more like stony, simplistic, not necessarily a bad thing for this look. It looks like it's got a star pattern. The old Vul-Kar just kind of sat in a little hole in the board, just like a little dent, and was like half this size, and you got to turn it basically freely, but you got to basically choose where the fireball was coming out of. This actually has a random element with 3 holes for it to come out of. I'll set this up here. We have our lovely manual. Again, if you're interested in seeing that for yourself, it exists in PDF format, very convenient, on the Restoration Games website. I almost thought everything was going to go flying there. Okay, so these are our marbles. These are actually really heavy. Like, this has to be some sort of, like, metal or... like a metal core or, like, resin or something. They're cold. These are cold. I will say that this ruby here is definitely an upgrade in some ways over the old ruby. The old ruby was kind of almost like a filled-in wireframe. It didn't have sides so much as it had edges, and you were just supposed to imagine the sides in between them. And it had like a hexagonal bottom that you would put into. You had these little hexagonal, like about this big little, almost like a coin with a hole in it. But you can see there's a little manufacturer's defect there, but you know what? I kind of wish that the color were a little deeper, but as things go, it's not terrible. This die has this kind of cloud effect in it, Like I said, these marbles, maybe they're just straight up glass. I'm actually kind of disappointed in these marbles because if you look at like all of the packaging and marketing material, their marbles are incredibly CG. And I don't think when they were making that stuff that they had a good idea of what their marbles were going to look like. Let me just set this all back in the bag here and set this up where I'm not going to scatter it to the four winds. Okay, so also new to this, and this actually looks like it's been opened. What the heck is going on with that? Somebody actually already opened this. Did I do that? I don't think I did that. Okay, so we've got palm trees, which are another new addition, because you can actually use palm trees to protect yourself from fireballs in this version with, these are supposed to be roots. Or at least that's their justification. And we'll just assemble these here quick. I read some stuff where people were really disappointed with the build quality. Honestly, I don't think it's that bad. I mean, these are very plastic, but at the same time, it doesn't feel flimsy. I heard some people say that, like, these figurines, they actually bent them just taking them out of the box, and you can see that there's a lot of small detail on this. So, but that's just kind of par for the course for figurines for Fireball Island. I mean, the figurines themselves are probably in at least 2 pieces each, scattered around my basement, which is sad because they... So I'm pretty sure the original game actually came with 6 of them. This only comes with 4, and I think they readjusted the rules around that. So... And of course, they sold you a 5th, which makes me wonder if they're actually going to sell you a 6th, which I wouldn't necessarily have a problem with, because, in my opinion, expansions are fun. Obviously, these people are not having a good time. Where is... Oh, there's the green one. Got all these people in terror here. Let me put these up here so that they don't get broken, because that looks like it's going to be really easy to do. New to the game, I believe, is this ladder. It's actually a platform somehow here. I think it goes this way. And you've got a couple of bridges here, which are, these are the same. The original game, actually, they were different, and they actually went in specific positions. So let me just move all of this stuff up here, and set the bag aside for that one. We've got cards. I'm not going to open these up and go through them right now. And then we have a whole bunch of punch-out stuff. So these little things here, and these go on here as well. This actually is to fill in the sides. It's optional. You've got, this is actually a needed part. I don't know why it's got this 3 card-like thing. I don't know, maybe you're supposed to store the cards there. I'll have to review the rules again. There's this penny, which I think in the original design docs, this might have been supposed to be plastic. This is kind of one of those pennies that you put through the squishing machines. This piece here is kind of like a boat. They call it the maw, where you put treasures that are just kind of lost. These are all sorts of treasure tokens. These tokens are for you to play 2-player, essentially double up. And then there's a helicopter, which is called the Hello-Copter. Which is kind of funny because all of the material says that people very much want to say goodbye, not hello. Um, which is completely reasonable, considering that you're on an island with an evil idol that is spitting fireballs at you all the time and has volcanic activity on a good day. So let me just put this up here, and we'll just... Oh, phooey, I painted myself into a corner. Okay. Okay, this is fixable. There's actually a specific PDF to say... You know what, I should really, really check to make sure there are enough palm trees. Let me start inserting those in here. All palm trees start with the roots pointing towards the statue, it says, which is reasonable. This is about as pointing towards the statue as it looks like it gets. Okay, so only two in here. Let's see here. We've got this here. It's almost like pachinko, which for those of you who know what pachinko is, my grandma has a pachinko machine. Actually, a couple of them, but one of them is kind of sort of broken-ish. So, I mean, pachinko for me was just like, you know, we just played with it as kids. Which, you don't have control over where the ball goes, really. So, let's see here. There's two more palm trees. Alright, and there's two more palm tree slots. Awesome. Okay. I was a little concerned about that because it's just like, I know this was sealed, but I don't know by who. If somebody wanted to get creative and reseal it, that could have sucked for me, considering how expensive this was. Which, I will say that if you go online and find like an original copy of Fireball Island, it is quite a bit more expensive than all of this. Ow, my ankle seized up. Okay. I'm just going to put this over here. We're going to put this here. We are going to leave this well enough alone. They also do say do not leave this in a hot car, which is entirely reasonable. Let me just check the angle on this. Oh gosh. This fell. Okay. I apologize. If anybody... Not that I'm probably going to get a whole lot of viewership on this or anything, but I wonder if I can... You know what? That works. Okay. I think that I did well enough bringing things close up. I'll have to review it later and just maybe make some supplementary videos for anything that I missed. So this is the one that got my attention for the expansions, because otherwise I was just going to get the base game and be done with it. And it wasn't until I actually started reading the rules for the base game that I realized just how different it was, because I didn't realize the palm trees were anything but cosmetic and all that good stuff. So, again, this adds a new mini island with a half-sunken vessel, and we will just carefully take this off here, and alrighty. So, okay. Now, this actually has its own fireballs and various other pieces all in here. The game board itself is actually bigger than I expected, to be quite honest. Cannonballs go here. I think that's where the cannonballs go. Is this supposed to connect to something? Maybe it's just another ball holder or something. Oh, I know what that is. Okay. Pardon my spit there. So again, a rule book. You can review this online at your leisure. we will put this down because plastic is a lot more... Actually, you know what? I don't think I'm going to be able to put it together. Put that there. Let me move this up here. Okay. So, we've got a lot of parts and pieces. We've got cursed sapphires, which are... They look like mini purple rubies. Looks like they used the same basic design for them. And, not that that's a bad thing necessarily. Gotta save money where you can. 3D print the molds, whatever you gotta do. And, so we've got, again, lots of small pieces here with these cursed sapphires. Maybe they are different. And the black cannonballs and the orange fireballs. I'm just going to set this up here. So, like I was saying with the fireballs, like, some of their promotional material actually showed much nicer fireballs than those are. Not gonna lie. They actually were like marbles that had, like, kind of like a fill pattern. There's more cards here. There is much assembly required. So this is the masthead. This kind of... Woo! Okay. Time for a touchy part here. Okay. That snapped on very easily. Glad for that. Okay. So this is kind of a fireball launcher. It is very, very stiff. Okay. They say, do not touch the mast. I trust their judgment. This kind of just goes up on here, and you hit the bones or whack the forehead to launch a fireball. You have to be very ginger with this, I think. We've got these pieces of the mast. Ooh. Okay. Got the ship's wheel. There is supposed to be a sticker in here somewhere. Maybe it's in the cards. Where the heck is the sticker? You're supposed to put a sticker on here for a photo spot. This snaps on here. This does legitimately feel very, very flimsy. I'm not seeing where there's a sticker in here. I know I didn't lose it. And... oh. Here it is right here. This little purple thing. It's a photo spot. Okay. So... da-da-da-da. How do you work? This obviously goes on here. And that is very, very one way. Let's see here. This must go here. This slots into this groove, it looks like. Shoot. Okay. This one is fixable. I think. I hope. Oh, fuck. Pardon my French. Okay. Okay. I have a feeling that I'm gonna have a bad time. Okay, because this goes like this, and this goes on here. That's where this snaps, and this, oh, thank God. Okay, I did it right. we're we're gonna turn this off. You know what? I'm turning this other one off too. Can keep the temperature, but I am dying in here. Okay, so this dumps down like so. Oh, look. There is an anti-stupidity measure. Okay. So yeah. Okay. I am luckily a mechanically minded person, so when I saw that, I just kind of went with the flow. So this dumps down like this, dumps all the cannonballs, and you've got multiple ways to murder your friends with this. This appears to go through the board, so I won't assemble that. Cannons go in these slots. I'm not quite sure of the significance of the cannons quite yet, but I have a feeling that you turn the cannons and those are another form of protection. Okay. This, before I give myself any more heart attacks, is all going back in the bag. And, just gonna say, for future reference board game developers, if it is in any way possible to muck something up like this, like, seriously, just don't do this entire... Don't leave this room right here. So, like, I get that you could probably just turn it a little bit, maybe. I mean, one piece looks like it could be ambidextrous. This piece looks like it could be ambidextrous. This is stupid proof, but this is not. And this thing here, I get that you want it to hold, but don't make it so very permanent looking. Okay, I'm gonna take the rock off here and just put this in here. I don't know if it comes apart again. It doesn't feel like it comes apart again putting it together. Honestly, that plastic is flimsy enough that I don't think that... I'm starting to understand what they've meant about the build quality. Like these, the palm trees, these are soft plastic. You can muck this up, but it doesn't feel as cheap. Put this up here, put this in here, and we'll just... Oh, come on, this is essentially square. Just go in. Okay. Try it this way. Okay, so apparently this is not actually square. It looks square, but it's not square. Okay, we'll put this all back in here. We'll put this all in here. Whew. Okay. There is an actual guide. Let me just put the box top back on here. There is an actual guide for repacking the base game. They have it in PDF format. There are YouTube videos. And, I have a feeling I'm gonna need it. Okay. So, I'm going to just... You know what? We're gonna do the bees first. Because this one took a dive, and I don't anticipate that anything broke. Again, you can see these lovely, incredibly CG marbles, like, everywhere. Really, really wish that the fireballs had a swirl pattern like they showed in, like, their Kickstarter video. If they do, in, like, the Kickstarter backer ones, I mean, I get it. It's more expensive or whatever, but kind of annoying that everything looks so very fake. Okay, so we got some more cards. Again, if you're interested in what these cards are, like, I don't know, leave a comment or something. Okay, so we've got honeypot tokens, which actually look like they're 3D. That's kind of cool. I didn't get that at all. I thought they were going to be like flat tokens like the actual treasures. So these actually will go together into kind of... You know how in video games they do like fire or plants or whatever that they don't expect you're gonna like actually take too close of a look at by like making it 3D enough by sticking two flat planes together. That's what they did here. So we've got our 6 bee sting tokens. They give you an extra in case you lose them. These marbles feel much lighter. They're still kind of cold-ish. And this orange thing here is our tiger. That if you're familiar with those jumping frogs that have a little tab on the butt, that's essentially what this is. Kind of disappointed that the back legs are disappointing. This almost looks like a man. Like, these don't look like tiger legs at all. Okay, the front legs, those are tiger legs, but like this thing is just weird looking. And it doesn't have any like implication of the fur pattern. It's just, I'm sure that's because like they're allowing you to paint them as custom miniatures. Actually, these must be glass too. So, okay. So, obviously that one took a dive, but no harm, no foul. We'll just put this back together. This one I hope is square. Okay. Biggest danger there was me squishing everything. I feel like a dumb unboxer. This damage to the box was not me. You can see something happened here. Not sure what, but we'll just put this all away here. And this is not going away the way I hoped it would. Okay, close enough. I'm sure there's a video for that too. Okay, we'll just put this up here. And The Last Adventurer, which, again, if this isn't an Indiana Jones knockoff, I don't know what is. You've got the snakes, you've got not Indiana Jones, or maybe totally Indiana Jones. I guess he doesn't have a whip, so technically he's not Indiana Jones. He looks effectively like Indiana Jones. You can actually see, this is a nice little detail here. The ship in The Last Adventurer, like, this is a lagoon here. Kind of a cute little nod to the, oh my gosh. I just realized. Now this, I love it. These boxes are connected. These boxes are connected. It's a little damaged here. It may be hard to tell, but you can... Okay. This is totally my jam. I wonder... no, it doesn't look like it actually connects here. This is obviously a completely different angle, but you know what? That is awesome. That it's got a shout out to the other expansions in these couple of boxes. I'm gonna put this one up here instead. Okay. Okay, let's just get this open here. Again, if you don't have fingernails, you can use, like, I don't know, a nail file or a key. I would be very careful with a key. If you hear your male friend or boyfriend or something laughing, it's because us guys totally open all sorts of stuff with our keys. Again, more cards. And we've got The Last Adventurer here. We open this up. We've got 6 snake tokens. Again, they give you an extra, since there are only 5 players. We've got snake marbles, which are exactly like the bee marbles, only green. I am going to take our intrepid adventurer out of here before I completely destroy him, just moving this around. Whew! All of these tiny, fine details. He's got a little machete and a torch, and this is going to be incredibly easy to break. This is the only guy who isn't in full panic mode. We've got a boulder. Oh, this is soft rubber, or like foam. This is like a stress ball, like a rock-shaped stress ball. I expected it would be plastic. I'm losing all of my snakes. Again, these are cold. We've got a golden idol, which is another treasure. I am going to put, and of course, additional rules, so that's kind of par for the course with these things. If you're wondering, no, I do not live near an airfield. That's just kind of flying overhead. Okay, I live like sort of ish by an airfield, a little bit, but who doesn't? Okay, so that's kind of the breakdown of all of these things, and cannot wait to have a game night with all of this. I'm gonna have to figure out how to safely store everything back, but that didn't take as long as I expected. I thought that there was seriously going to be, like, you know, having to... Okay, like, I understand the plastic. You know, like, when you get those models, you get, like, plastic, and then you have to break it off of there. Like, the way people were talking about bending the figures, just getting them out, I was just like, oh my gosh, do I have to take this out of plastic pieces? But it's all out. And probably shouldn't have been in some cases, not gonna lie. But yeah, no, everything seems to be in good condition. I didn't bust anything taking it out. Had a couple of close calls. I'm gonna call this a video. Thanks for watching.